Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Tip Tuesday. This is super exciting. Last week was incredible. It was unreal. Who would have imagined that I would have been in a hotel at a success summit talking about, well, what is success or how do we define success? I was blown away by that. All these Tip Tuesdays are pre-planned, and that showing up to that success summit was totally unplanned. And just how energies, I guess, pull is really incredible. However, today we're taking the discussion to the next step. Everybody talks about something that drives you, something that pushes you. Well, what does it mean? What are these so called drives? Now, I'm going to make a very strong distinction between drives, dreams, ambitions, all these similar principles, but we're going to break them apart. And so, if you remember, in our discussion, we spoke about, the different elements of passion and purpose and things that are driving us forward. We're going to be expanding on these topics as well in a few weeks from now. However, being having that drive is very different than all these other things. And the drive is actually often referred to as the hunger, right? So when we hear how hungry are you? Typically that is we're asking really, well, how driven are you? And so purpose, passion, all these other things, we're going to be talking about drives first before we get into all the other things, because without that drive, you almost have nothing. So the very first thing is when you ask yourself all the questions that we spoke about earlier. You remember those 5 questions: who am I, what am I doing, all these things. You took your 7 whys, all the build up to here, 19 episodes. Go back, go check them out. But all that is really to build. Well, okay, so what's driving you to achieve what you're trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish here? What is that drive? In a sense, it's kind of also connected to that seventh why. But really, 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 what we're touching here is, okay, we have all these things, but how willing are you to actually achieve all these things? So, what's driving you? That's a discussion I'd love to have with you today. And so please, in the comments below, let's have this discussion. How do you understand what drives are, and how do they actually propel you forward to achieve anything you want? Little tip Tuesday. Mine is inspiration. So as long as I'm inspired, that's what keeps me pushing forward. We're going to talk about that in detail soon, but that was just to leave you with something. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for showing up today, and we will come back at you with many more Tip Tuesdays. Stay tuned. See you soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.